Hey everyone, sorry about that. I was having trouble actually getting this done. So hopefully this is actually worked now. I scheduled this on my phone, which is why I think I was having problems because I was trying to actually do the live event through my desktop and it didn't mesh well. So in any case, I'll get it figured out for future ones. So I'm just going to use my phone as I usually do. But I want to thank everyone for joining, those of you that did. Um, Really, this is about kind of saying a thank you for 5 years. Hey, Alan, it's actually not Apple products; it's a user error on my part. But I wanted to say thanks to everyone for 5 years. If you guys didn't read or couldn't tell from the title, it's been 5 years to this date since I uploaded my very first video. So that's kind of amazing to me. I didn't know that it snuck up on me so quickly. So I just wanted to kind of do a few recaps. So I'm going to have to do this kind of oddly because I was going to show my screen. So I'm going to have to show this off kind of differently. But I wanted to show you where it kind of all started 5 years ago, June 1st, 2014. I did a review on this guy. Hey TM, how's it going? And doing a comparison with the Hasbro release, the reissue release of the Toys R Us one, I think, and some comparisons like with this X version of MP Grimlock. And I did that on a whim. I've told this story many times before, so I'm not going to get into it. I never thought I'd be doing it, especially not for 5 years. Um, but I wanted to come and say just thanks for actually coming and watching, and also just being encouraging. I've actually moved my space over the last week into my basement since I'm going to be working from home from now. So my review studio is going to be way different, as well as my actual display area is going to be way bigger. So right now it's just a couple of details in this cabinet over here, but my new review area, I'll actually be able to show it. I think, yeah. My new review area. This is going to be it once I actually get the stuff set up. But this is my current display, which is not finished. That's gonna go hanging. I gotta get a kind of a center here for here, which will have like drawers and then probably just a gaming setup there. Hey Cheryl, the first one is the reissue from Toys R Us. I think it was like MP01 or 02? 02, because MP01 was, I think, the Acid Storm. But the second one wasn't a KO either. That's the MPX. So this box here, these two boxes are actually unopened Transformers and toys that I have. And I wish I could say that this was it, but I actually have like 3 more boxes in the hallway right now. So I have a lot of stuff I haven't opened, which is kind of sad. But anyway, the move is going pretty well. I'll hopefully have it all set up because I want to actually start doing live streams more frequently, and just like conversational stuff or like reviewing old stuff that I never got a chance to review. I might actually try going to Twitch. I think it might be interesting to try Twitch. So I'm actually that's the reason why my OBS setup didn't work. My live stream setup didn't work because I switched it over to Twitch just to try things out, and then I couldn't get it back working on YouTube. So anyway, that's a lot of here and there. I really just wanted to talk about my channel as a whole. So let's actually go and look at this. There's this website called YouTube Playlist Analyzer, and I wanted to show you guys a bunch of interesting stats about my channel. So let's see if we can take a look at it. Let's try to zoom in a bit. So if you can see here, man, this is so ghetto using a camera to shoot a screen, but it is what it is. As you can see, this is my channel, Pig for Life. You can see the channel ID, and this is a cool website. So if you have any interest in taking a look at like a specific channel stats, check out YouTube-playlist-analyzer.appspot.com, and then you can submit any channel and kind of get an idea of what the metrics are. So I've shot 302 videos in the last 5 years. I've had about, and this is as of yesterday or something like that, 1,085,033 channel views. I have, as of yesterday again, 5,438 subscribers. So not a lot, but 1,000 per year. That's pretty good for me. And then it analyzed all 300 of my videos. The average duration of my videos is 29 minutes, 22 seconds, which is basically a half an hour. And then total duration, like total hours of content I've uploaded, is 6 days, 3 hours, 49 minutes, and 11 seconds. There's probably actually more than that, some that I had to take down for one reason or another, but that's a lot of content. I also wanted to show off some stats real quick. Let me see if I can bring it up. Where is it? There we go. One of the things that I said I was going to share is basically how much I've made in the last 5 years. I'm going to try to bring this up a bit. So a lot of people think YouTubers are millionaires or something like that, that they make a ton of money. Um, for me, I'm obviously not that big. 5,000 subscribers. That's nothing. That's a drop in the bucket. But I wanted to actually see in the chat, how much do you think I've made in the last 5 years? Again, 302 videos, over 1 million views, 1,085,000 views, and over what? How many hours of content is that? 6 days. What is that? Six times 24 plus 3, almost 150 hours of content. How much do you guys think I've made? All right, so let's see. I want to see. Master Hoarder, am I a millionaire yet? No, not at all. Hey Chad, how's it going? Hey New Tabby? Just went through 10 of my videos just the other night. That's awesome. I still function. Thanks for switching over. Bears versus Babies is a card game. You can find it in like Target and stuff like that. Brad Denton, thank you so much for joining. Alan, obviously. MLG Papa Louie, hey, how's it going? All right, I think I got to most people. All right, so some guesses here. Evil Ash says 5 grand at best, probably less. Chadicus says 1,300. Alan says 865. TM can't play. I think I told Chad too, so he might be out of it. Mad Hoarder says 1 gamillion. MLG says 4206. Let's see. Where's the what? Ash still function thinks I'm Scrooge McDuck and have a whole mini money bin that I can swim in. Evil Ash $10. Mark Daniel 600. Pretty good guess. Wait, I missed a joke. You made 350. Hey, how's it going, Eric? How's it going? 350, $100. Okay. All right. All right, Chad said that he forgot. Cheryl thinks $300. All right, well, the numbers are actually a lot lower than I was expecting you guys to guess. All right, so actually, let's switch over to my Google AdSense. I want to be very transparent because it's nothing to hide about. Eric, you're not allowed to play. I told you this yesterday. So this is all the money I've made. This is gonna be hard to see, right? Let's see if I can zoom in here too. All right, it's not that great. You can't see it. I'll actually bring up a spreadsheet. Can I zoom in on this? Hold on. View, zoom. I should be able to zoom. Oh, it's that. Okay. All right. All right, well, that shortcut key does not work for crap. Let's try one more time. All right. So this is basically how much I've made, and you can see how much you basically don't get paid by YouTube until you get at least $100 in your account. So if you don't make that much, you basically just they just hold your money for a while. All right, Chad is the closest. Eric was actually technically Eric was the closest, but I talked to him yesterday, so he cheated. So in total, I've made $1,332.57 on all my Chad Prices Right rolls. Yeah, closest without going over. So technically, Chad would win if we were on Prices Right. So not a lot of money. And again, let's actually do the numbers on this, okay? 302 videos. So the number of dollars I get paid per video uploaded is $4.41. That's per video, okay? Number of views, I got 1,085,000, right? So the pay that I get per view if I did it, oh, here, let's. So if you don't look at, if you actually look at money that you can actually get, I get $0 per view. You have to actually go out 2 extra decimal points. You have to go out to the fourth decimal before I get anything. So I get 1/100th of a cent per view. So not a lot. And then hours of content, 148 hours. So number of dollars I make per hour of content uploaded. So if you say that's how much I make, quote unquote, per hour, I make $1.06 per hour of content I've uploaded. But again, this is just how much I've uploaded, not how much work I put into it. Because each video takes several hours of shooting, practicing, editing, yada yada yada, uploading. Sometimes you've seen me re-upload videos multiple times because something didn't work. So I mean, it says $1.06 per hour, which is, probably not even minimum wage in like China or somewhere. But if you actually think about the amount of work that goes into it, it's far, far less. It's probably like a quarter per hour of work I've done. So I just wanted to share that because I find it hilarious. Like even as recent as that Road King review that I did, the Fans Toys Road King, somebody commented that in response to me saying, "Oh, I'm just doing this because Toy Dojo asked me to. I don't even want to. I'm not even owning this figure, which I don't. I'm just doing it for everyone because they haven't had a video of it yet." And somebody came out and said, "You're doing it for the money, right?" And I'm like, "Dude, you have no idea. You have no idea." So it's not that I'm complaining. If I was doing this for the money, clearly I would have quit a long time ago, or I would have done something better to make sure I made way more than this. This is terrible money. But again, I enjoy doing it, and I never started out wanting to do it. But it's something that's now become a super important part of my life. If you look at the number of videos I put out, 302 over the course of that 5 years, I put up over an average of over a week, more than one video a week, which is a lot. Sorry, my finger has to go near the phone just so I can read this. Yeah, so let's see what people are saying. Alan says the pay isn't great, but you get other perks that have to be worth something. The perks are that I do get some stuff early. Obviously, that's a perk. Toy Dojo tries to get me some samples and stuff like that, which I also bring to our local meetups, which is Alan and Chad are part of. But I do get stuff at a discount, a really great discount, thanks to Eddie at Toy Dojo. And again, I get to interact with people that I've never would have gotten a chance to interact with. So getting to know some of the people that work at different companies like Mastermind Creations, Ocular Max, Iron Factory, all these companies that I never would have had a chance to work with or get to know or become friends with. So it was definitely worth it in that respect, for sure. Let's see. But then Tojo has you do some work. Yeah, I mean, I do. Again, it's not for the. I'm not doing this for the money or any kind of benefits. I'm doing it just because I enjoy it. Evil Ash says, after seeing what you get from YouTube, you need to get the stuff at a discount. Yeah, right. Oh, I will say though, at my last live stream, I got my first well, I don't even know what it's called. Like first donation or I forget what they called it, but somebody donated $1.99 to me. Super chat, Evil Ash super chat. Yeah, somebody donated $1.99 to me, and I was so unfamiliar with it. I was like, "What is this?" when it came up. Oh, and Evil Ash says YouTube takes half of that. T-Man super chat. He knows. T-Man, you probably make a ton of money, right? I know you do those live streams and podcasts. So I'm sure you're making way more money than I am. T-Man, obviously another great reviewer, does a lot of great content, much more than what I do, which is just playing reviews for the most part. But yeah, it's been an experience, and I'm gonna continue doing it. I know I'm doing way less than I used to, but that's just because life, and I'm kind of done running that rat race of trying to get the first review of everything because it's just impossible to do. And then you can't really enjoy the figures. T-Man says I'm not making that much, dude. Don't lie. I want you to do a live stream next week, showing your Google AdSense. T-Man reviews you too. But again, it's all. I even met T-Man. I got to know T-Man a little bit, even though he's like not that far from me. Got got to know TM reviews recently. We do that live stream Transformers news that we just did the other day. So it was all worth it. I did want to open it up to other questions that people might have um, about me while I just tell some random stories. So some other interesting facts people like to ask like first. So what was my first Transformer? Um, Getting when I got back into collecting, that was MP Soundwave, the Toys R Us version. Clinkle says I got paid in Transformers once. Interesting. I think I'd rather do get paid in Transformers than get paid the what is it, $4.41 per. Who's in the chat right now? He is the one responsible for my first third-party figure. I met Alan just on TFW, and I bought some stuff from him, and I was over his house, and he recommended Quake Wave, and that was my very first third-party figure. Yeah, that's such a funny story, and Alan and I have been friends since then. He recommended it. I have, I think, every single release of Quake Wave. I have the Toy Dojo exclusive black one, which is here somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. My collection is kind of like all over the place right now. So it's it's not where I usually would have it, and you probably can't hear me very well. But yeah, Quake Wave. This was also the first figure that Toy Dojo sent to me to review as their reviewer. They were like, "Hey, I reached out to them just as a customer, saying, hey, I did a review of this. If you want, I can like link something, or whatever." And he was like, "Hey, I like your review. Do you want to do this for me?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll do it." And he sent me this at a really great discount. This Toy Dojo exclusive gray one, kind of like the Radio Shack version of Shockwave. He sent me that, and that was my like my first like figure that I got from him to do a review on. Let's see. Oh man, I'm missing a lot of that. So I'm going back. Fans Toys should hire to review their figures. Yeah, I mean, the stuff that I do video manuals for, um, what's it called? They just reached out to me, like MMC. They asked me to do it. Iron Factory. Eric from Madhouse Toys asked them if they would want me to do that for them, so that's what I've been doing. Chad is like, I'm all over the place. Yeah, this is just a live stream of consciousness. You can think of it that way. TM Review says Fan Toys would be super disappointed with Pig's reviews. I don't hate all the stuff they do. Like, people forget that I was a very big advocate of Fans Toys for a long time, but I'm gonna tell it how it is. All right. I think Fan Toys has Bobby Skullface for that. Very nice. So yeah, so that was my first figure from Toy Dojo. My first non-transforming figure was, I don't have that many, and my first non-transforming one is the one that Alan asked about earlier. Is actually this guy over here that was in the preview photo, the Ultimetal Prime back there, which is also my single most expensive figure that I own, I think. Alan asked, "What am I collecting that's non-Transformers related?" I'm collecting a lot. Evil Ash was expensive. I think he retailed for like $1,000 or something like that. I do collect some Super Robot stuff. So, like I said, if you saw my little corner over there, that I have SOC Solar Chogokin Voltron. I have the DX Mazinger, which I got from another collector who gave it to me at cost, even though it was worth way more than that market value when I got it, which was years later. I also collect Dragon Ball stuff, Dragon Ball figure arts. Even though, to be honest, I have more that are unopened than open, just because there's just so much that comes out. But I've always been a big Dragon Ball fan. I think that's mostly it. I have a lot of One Piece stuff. Have I collected any New Age stuff yet? No, I haven't, but I've seen and messed with some of it. One of our locals usually gets it. A couple of locals are big into Legends collectors, so I get to mess with some of them for a while. What is on the top of the case? Oh, that's for the Solar Chigokin DX Voltron that I was talking about earlier. It's his hangar where he holds a bunch of stuff. T-Man says that pretend FT Terminus Giganticus is a non-transforming figure because F that. Really? That? Of all the Fans Toys ones, that's the one you're going to complain about, T-Man? I think you must not have transformed like their RC then, because that is way worse. Evil Ash talks about Solar Chogokin Dairuger, which is the vehicle Voltron, and I actually had that as a kid, and so I'm probably gonna buy that SOC release just because of that, even though I have no real connection to it. Least figure you've ever owned? I was gonna say that really crappy Sunstreaker, but I didn't own that. Toy Dojo let me review it. The Omnigonix, that was awful. Worst first party figure that I remember is the Fall of Cybertron Grimlock. That figure sucks. There's some that are like not that bad that I got rid of like immediately. So Generation Toys Jazz, that's not a bad figure, but I was really excited about it and I got it and I was super disappointed with it overall. So I literally got it, opened it. I don't even know if I reviewed it, and then I sold it that like same day or the next day. But again, it was not a horrible figure. It was just a disappointment to me. T-Man says FTRC is fun to transform, and he has a zipper face. Did I do a video of MP5 or MP5 Megatron? That figure is a pain in the butt transform, and I think maybe I didn't do a review on him, but maybe I did a comparison with another MP Megatron like X Transbots. I got a lot of flack from Keith on that review, because if you guys remember, I was one of the first. I think I was the first video review for X Transbots Apollyon, their MP Megatron, and that did not go well. it was a I liked it. I gave it really rave reviews. I thought it was great for a test shot. But they were saying that because the arm fell off and I transformed it partially, they thought the overseas folks who didn't understand English thought that you had to take off the arm to transform it, even though I showed the other direction that you didn't have to. And so I got a lot of flack for that. I got a lot of flack for what was it, TFC Hotspot. I got that from TFCon. Eddie from Toy Dojo had me bring some of the prototypes back to the States from Canada, and he said I could go ahead and shoot a review on that. So I spent a lot of time, shot a review for it, uploaded it, and he got blasted for that. And so in turn, I got blasted, so I had to take it down within the first 24 hours, I think. So it was a lot of time that I spent learning that figure, because it was a prototype that no instructions were provided on. But again, I thought it was solid. I thought it was great, but they were not happy that we shot a preview of that. So as far as regrets, I think that's it. I don't really have any regrets on shooting other videos. Cheryl asks, how do you feel about the Weijing MPPs? I had MPPs. The Optimus, I did have that. I don't have any of the other ones, though. So overall, I have no qualms about KOs in general. In terms of if other people want to buy them, I generally don't buy them unless I already have the original figure. So for example, it's a good segue. So I have this. This is the KO of Legendary Toys MP Optimus Prime, movie Optimus Prime. I actually have the original right in here. It's in the back of the shelf, or else I'd bring it out. But I saw, was it Alan? Alan, I think it was you again, or maybe it was Dave at one of our local meetups in Virginia. they brought this one, and the paint and the finish was just so nice that I bought this because I wanted to have it. And that was about a year ago, and I haven't opened it. So that happens a lot with me. But otherwise, I think the MPPs have been pretty good overall. I think it's a great way for people who may not be able to afford it or like that larger scale to be able to get into that collecting. So I have no issues with it in general. I just don't collect it. I think I stole my MPP 10 after having it for quite a long time. Lots of interesting questions. Mark Daniel also agrees the worst figure ever was the Omnigonic spin out. I also got a lot of flack from that too. Like Eddie totally supported me on that. They had just got it in. It was an unproven company. They asked. No, we did a review. I was in Texas at the time visiting, and I did a review. And before I did a review, I always practice, right? And just taking it out of the box and trying to transform it, I told Eddie, "Hey, this figure is god awful. If you want, I can review it, but if I'm going to review it, I'm going to be perfectly honest. You know me." And he was like, "Dude, definitely review it." And that also shows how upstanding Eddie is and honest he is, because he was like, "Go ahead and shoot it," even though that's going to hurt his sales, right? Like a lot of people were excited for that figure, but um, he was like, "Go ahead, shoot it," and he discounted it heavily that same day. And even with pre-orders and stuff like that, he discounted it heavily because he didn't feel comfortable selling a figure at that price that was really subpar. And again, that's one of those things that I think credibility wise, I've always really enjoyed about working with Toy Dojo. They're really upfront and honest about that, and that's what they like about me. So they've never had any, I guess, demands on what I should say about my reviews. They just always ask me to be honest, whether that's positive or negative, because they want that to be expressed as well to their collectors and their customers. So that was an interesting story. Eddie did get a lot of flack from the Omnigonics folks about that review and the post and social media. And I don't remember if they sent an email out, but they did a post saying that this is not up to the standards we were expecting, and so we did the price change, and they got into a lot of trouble from that. And a lot of other retailers followed suit and followed the price cut and kind of that upfront saying, "Hey, it's not a great figure. If you want it, here it is for like half the cost or something like that." So yeah, that was an interesting story, I guess. Any others? Any others? I don't think I missed any. But a lot of people ask me if I do really hate Vans toys. I don't. I was really big advocates of them early on. I will say though that most of my collection of Vans toy stuff has gone away. The Dinobots I replaced with Giga, the spotter, the reflector I replaced with the X Transbot ones. Um, the only ones I have right now are Quakeway, which I don't really have displayed. I have the Quake Blast, which is a KO. I consider it a KO. On display, I think the proportions and overall look work better for me. And then I have Skyfire. There's Skyfire, the Phoenix. That figure I enjoy aside from that weird hip thing where he doesn't have a hip rotation because of the way it clips in. And I think Cyclonus. So I think those three figures, Cyclonus, each of the Quake Wave releases, and um, Phoenix are the only Vans Toys figures I currently have in my collection after owning, I think, almost all of them. Um, technically, I still have Apache. I haven't sold him yet, but he hasn't been open. Vans Toys Omega that T-Man was talking about. I got that. I did a review. I thought it was pretty good, but then once I got the DX9 one, the Vans Toys ones had to go for sure. I think that's about it. Some people are really excited about the combiners that are coming out. Road King was pretty good. I'm probably not gonna collect that one, but I might collect the Superion. That one actually looks quite nice, and might work for me in terms of scale a little bit better than their Stunticons. Am I just not getting the chats, or because I feel like I didn't get any? I haven't gotten any chats since 10:25, so I'm wondering if the chat kind of froze up. Give me a second and let me see if I can get to the live stream. and see if I'm missing a bunch of chats. Otherwise, you guys just might be quiet and just are wondering what my stream of consciousness is going. Oh yeah, I guess I did miss a lot. So that's the problem with um, YouTube. That's why I kind of also want to move over to Twitch, at least for the live streams, because it doesn't have as many issues. Man, I missed a lot. Some people were saying Sonicron was the worst. MLG also says Fall of Cybertron Gridlock was trash. Yeah, sorry. Let me try to catch up. And again, because I was on my phone, I didn't see anything. Literally the last one I saw was from Mark Daniel saying Omnigalix was the worst. So I'm trying to catch up now. Hey, Deluxe, how's it going? Deluxe, also another YouTuber out there. T-Man said his anniversary is coming up too in October. So I'm hoping that you're going to be doing a 5-year live stream as well, T-Man. I'll be joining that. Let's see. Deluxe says it was good for the time, but ever since they started doing parts forming, it's so much better. Yeah, a lot of people ask about parts forming. I don't have any issues with parts forming. I think that if done correctly, it makes a lot of sense. I think the Road King, I think that will actually end up going pretty well. Deluxe says Crapagonics is my mascot. You've had 5 of them? I hope you did not pay for any of them. I hope people just bought theirs and sent them to you as a joke, and you just end up having them. 5. I cannot. Cheryl says Robert Browning Street. Yes, that's exactly where Toy Dojo is in Austin, Texas. If you're in Austin, definitely check it out. They have a lot of cool stuff there. MLG paid $37.04 for Omnigonics at BBTS. Oh, Alan said BBTS didn't drop the price for a year. Do you think we'll see a KO of MP44 Optimus? You don't think so, Cheryl? I think we will. If we got a KO of Megatron, I'm sure they're gonna want to do a KO of Optimus. It's the best-selling character in the Transformers line, so there's no way that they KO people would kind of pass up on that opportunity for a big money grab. Alan says, "What am I looking forward to most this year?" That's kind of hard to say. The combiners are good. T-Man Reviews and I, when we talked about when we did our last TF News, that movie Bumblebee from Toy World, that has me super excited. I think it looks fantastic. It looks like a statue, but it does transform. It looks like it has a lot of cool options. And I'm actually excited for Toy World to still be sticking around instead of just pumping out a bunch of Constructor reissues and recolors, which is all they've been doing for the last 2 years. Alan says, do you plan on doing any dioramas for your collection? So when I first had my collection, I actually did display them in kind of a scene. Like my MP10 was recreating the scene from the movie where he's jumping up in the air, blasting down on I think it was Soundwave and Dirge. No, not Dirge. It was one of the Coneheads. And I had that, but then once you start getting in so much, it's hard to fit scenes in. And Alan, I'm sure you probably have more stuff than me. At some point, you're just basically trying to squeeze in as many figures as possible, and then they're just standing around. So I probably won't do dioramas. Also, I'm not that creative, and unless we get cool chain bases that are pretty affordable and can fit into the details and stuff like that, I probably won't do dioramas all that much, unless they come built in. So this thing over here, that's where my Mazinger usually will sit, but again, I'm still rearranging my new space, so that's why he's not over there now. Let's see, what else am I... can you make sure you're on live chat and not top chat? Yeah, see, now I'm finally catching up to what you guys were saying. All right. Generations Blitzwing with his shoulders were kind of bad. Yeah, that was kind of bad, but I actually enjoyed him, and my son loved that figure. He still has it upstairs. The shoulder's not really tabbing in. I remember there was some kind of like kit or fix for that. He still has it upstairs, so that will always have a kind of a soft spot in my heart because he's not into Transformers anymore. But that was one of the first ones he got as a kid, growing up, maybe around 4, and he still has it. So even if it's a bad figure, I'm gonna still appreciate the Generations Blitzwing. Let's see. Sorry, this is I'm sure it's not very interesting just looking at my face reading comments right now. Alan says Sonicron was worse than Spin Out, but Sonicron wasn't pretend to be an MP style figure. Okay, that's fair. And I've seen that Sonicron, that's the Perceptor, right? Go for like $10, I think, on certain sales. Hey Deluxe, did you join earlier on when we were talking about how much we made? I dropped a bomb on how much we made in the last 5 years. It was a big $1,300. Cheryl feels like Hasbro won't allow it legally. Yeah, but all the KOs are working outside the legal realm, so I don't think Hasbro is gonna really be able to stop that. T-Man was one of those select few who were fooled by Omnigonics until you saw reviews. I Still Function says, haha, should be a giveaway in the future. I probably should do a giveaway. I mean, I didn't think about it, but maybe I'll give away some of the Iron Factory stuff that I got recently. So I still owe them a review. Again, the move, so I haven't shot this. And I haven't shot this yet either, and I haven't shot their Red Wing, so maybe I'll do a giveaway for that. Maybe I'll give away my Apache. Who knows? Or some of the stuff that I have here that's just never been opened, like this Hercules. One of the things I was like so interested in getting, and I had to have it, and then it just sat in the box. You guys would probably be shocked at, again, how much stuff is in these boxes. This box is huge. This box is probably like 4 or 5 feet long, all unopened stuff. So maybe I'll dig through that and do a giveaway at some point. Yeah, man, I'm still so far behind. Teammate says you're not ugly. We can look at you. I appreciate that. All right, I think I'm. Oh, Sonicron was the Soundwave. Is he this? But he's the same mold as that Perceptor, right? No, Team Man, TM, I have done review giveaways. I've done a bunch. I just didn't do one for this. I didn't plan one for this. I was kind of slacking. I will do one though at some point. I just gotta figure out how I want to do it again. New Tabby is down for any Iron Factory giveaways. Okay. Oh, okay. You're saying I still function was saying he wants Deluxe to give away one of his many Omnigonixes. Ask Toy Dojo for a giveaway. They give me so much stuff. I don't want to ask them for stuff, and we always partner anyway for the most part. So sometimes they'll send stuff and we'll do a mix. And I think one of the giveaways, no one person never claimed it. It was like their Metroplex when or Fort Max when it first came out. We did that big giveaway, and we announced 2 winners, and neither of them claimed it. One tried to claim it like a year later or something like that. I remember getting the message a year later in YouTube, and we're like, it's too late. So we'll see. Hey Rocky, how's it going? Shout out from Toronto. I'll see you in Toronto then. Hopefully for TFCon Toronto. In when is it? Next month? It's next month now because it's June now, right? Yeah. So next month. Okay, so I'm gonna have to ask Eddie for Omnigonics to obviously give away because people are very excited about this. Devastator says I should go to 4K. I actually can shoot 4K, but the problem is it's just such a large video size, so that editing it and then rendering it and then uploading it is so much. It takes so much longer that it's not worth it. Like it already takes me several hours to render and upload, to do 1080p at 60 frames per second. To try to do it at 4K would just be way more hours that you guys would have to wait for content. And I know that 4K is kind of cool, but I think as TM says, I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze, at least at this point. Devastator said I set up for 1440. Yeah, and T-Man also brings up a good point. That $1,300 has been long since spent before it was ever even earned. Deluxe says I'll be lucky to clear 500 if I make anything. Oh man, so it's good to know that there's always smaller fish out there as well as bigger fish. We can dream, T-Man and Deluxe and TM. One day we'll be like the Optibonimus and PL to the world. I still function. I still function says we need T-Man and TM reviews to do a fusion so they can be one entity. Funny thing, TM reviews just told me today that T-Man will be joining our TF News monthly news next month, I believe. At least that's what he told me. I don't know if he cleared that with you, T-Man, but next month, because we just did ours with Sean Love or Sean Diesel, the customizer, a couple days ago. So next month we'll hopefully have T-Man on there. Uh, 10 minutes and about an hour upload for me after exporting in Premiere. Yeah, again, when most of my reviews are like, uh, when most of my reviews, like I said, when I started, are 30 minutes, that means it would take 3 hours to upload. So that's again a long time. If my reviews were super short and I didn't do transformation both ways, or if I didn't talk so much, then maybe it would be okay to do that. But again, it's just not worth it to me. T-Man said it's news to him. So, but it doesn't look like we have any other questions. Hopefully, you guys found it interesting. I wanted to share that statistic so that from now on, every time somebody says you're doing it for the money, you're a shill, you're making all that loot, I'm gonna link them back to this video where they can see just how much money I'm swimming in or not. Yeah. And also my phone was not fully charged. I don't have it plugged in, so it's probably gonna die pretty soon. But I did. T-Man says, "Do you have any retail transformers?" Yeah, I mean, well, T-Man, let me ask. What do you mean retail transformers? You mean like, um, I don't know what you mean. Like retail, as in like first party stuff that's not MP. I mean, I do have a bunch of stuff there. Like a lot of the IDW stuff. I have Drift. I have most of the IDW More Than Meets the Eye stuff. That crew. I have a lot of that. Like Chug stuff. Yeah, I have Generation Springer. I have some Generation stuff. Most of that stuff came in before I started collecting. I have some Combiner War stuff. Titans Returns. I have a lot of movie stuff. Like this guy. He's a fun little guy. I'm collecting the Power of the Primes line, some of that. Even though I'm not doing reviews for all that, I generally don't do reviews for first party like Chug or like that stuff, just because I think a lot of people do a much better job of it and they do it much faster than me. So it's it's kind of not worth our time, especially when I'm only doing like a video a week. I try to keep that to some of the more high end stuff. Cheryl, thanks for never saying that I'm doing this for the money. I appreciate it. Dog says need to get into that Siege life. I got some Siege stuff. Where is? Oh, see, it's not even here. I have. Oh. I got my Siege Shockwave, which I like. Powered up mode, smallest leader class ever. But I like him. He's pretty good. Alan, I buy some Hasbro stuff. I do buy retail Hasbro stuff. You should review anything that's Optimus Prime. That would be a lot still. That'd be a whole lot of stuff. There's a whole bunch of Optimus Primes I never got to review, like my Ultimetal, like that ST Commander from TFC. If you guys haven't seen that, they just released a camo version. that's a really great figure overall, especially for the price. I think it's a lot of fun. Yeah, there's a lot of Optimus Primes I've never reviewed. Funny story though. This is here. Not really fun. I'm keep saying funny story. It's not really a funny story at all. Let's see. Let me go to my channel here. Let's switch this around. How do I go to my channel? I want to show you guys what my most popular videos are. And the reason why I'm saying that is because my most popular video, you guys will probably never guess unless you actually bother to look at this, is the Hasbro Transformers Evolution 2-pack Optimus Prime. This is that 2-pack that had like the movie one, the Voyager movie one, as well as the recolor of the Classics Prime. And I don't know what happened, but that has, and again, it's gonna be hard for you guys to see, that has 173,000 views. I don't know how. That's way more than, I think if you combined all my other video views, you might be somewhere around that. And I have no idea why. I think I did a pretty terrible job because I missed like the waist swivel, and I didn't give high marks to the Classics Prime. I said it was dated and kind of ugly, and I got a lot of hate for that. But it has 173,000 views. I don't know where it got picked up somewhere, but I still get views from that all the time. My second most popular one is not even a Transformers one. It's my King Arts Mazinga. I think I was one of the first to do an English review of that. Triptychon, 35,000, and already shot up the charts. The Road King, which just came out a month ago. I guess because, again, I was one of the first, if not the first, to do a video review of it. 26,000 views in a month. Cheryl, we were talking about MPP10, right? Here's a review for that. That's my 5th most popular video. Then MP Megatron. Then this Jujang Jet Commander, that oversized KO Combiner Wars Superion or aerial bots. And then these all kind of drop off now. So this one is the Assaultist preview that I did. The one that got me in trouble, X-Transbots Apollyon. My very first video, man, did it crack the top 10? Just sitting at number 10, my very first video from 5 years ago has 13,000 views. So, yeah, I just thought that was kind of interesting to show you guys that. Oh, crap, did I leave the... Oh, there we go. Let's see. Some other people are asking more questions now. Roughly how much time does it take for you to make a 30-minute video? Alan asked how long it takes for me to do a 30-minute video. I would say probably somewhere in the neighborhood of how complex the figure is, like maybe 30 minutes to an hour of just general practice. Then probably about an hour of shooting. Usually, because I edit it down, and sometimes I have to do reshoots or something like that. So it usually takes about twice as much, at least, time of the actual content that's uploaded. I usually have twice as much content that I edit out or I have to reshoot. And then at least an hour of editing, I would say, for the most part. Well, no, maybe less. Maybe about 30 minutes of editing. No, it's got to be probably closer to an hour. And then rendering and uploading, that really depends. Probably another hour or two. So I didn't add all that up, but hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Let's just say 4 or 5 hours for a 30-minute view. What kind of shelf do you have that you grabbed Shockwave from? It was just some random IKEA cabinet that I got off of Craigslist. So I don't even know what it was called. T-Man says the views add up in the background with Optimus Prime. Yeah, I guess that's true. But again, why that one Evolution 2-pack? I have no idea why. Deluxe says Optimus Prime doesn't get him views. Evil Ash is Mazinger? Yeah, you what? You're not a Mazinger fan? Come on, Transor Z, the U.S. name of it, Transor Z. I still function says you drive a Tesla. Unsubscribe. Hey, why the hate for the Tesla? And why how do you even know that I have a Tesla? Yes, I do have a Model 3 though, which I love. I enjoy it very much so. Yeah. Let's see. Devastator says that video alone made 10% of your checks. Yeah, probably. MLG says, Pig, you owe me $180 for making me buy Road King. I'm sorry about that. Like I said, I recommended it, but just because I recommended it doesn't mean I bought it. So that's kind of on you to make that decision. Deluxe says, man, I would kill for a 10K review of mine. Dude, I'm sure you'll get it. Oh, that's the one thing T-Man does a really good job on. He does those toy hunts. And it's kind of funny because some of the places that he goes to toy hunt is where I used to live because I grew up in Maryland where he is. And I used to live kind of in the area where he kind of goes around. So kind of later in years after my college time, I lived in like the Silver Spring, Columbia area. So some of the places he goes toy hunting, I remember those places even though it was before I actually started collecting Transformers. Let's see. Which MP and Minosaur do you think will be the best? That's from Tidy Ty Tidarium hanger. I don't even know what that is, but it's hard to say. I think Fans Toys has a really good shot at being the best one. Um, we already had a bunch that came out, so like the transformation transformation that was kind of not really MPH because it was kind of the IDW style, but some people really like that. I'm personally collecting the X Transbots one. I'm a big fan of 598 Robots and his designs, and I think the robot mode scale for me works better than the Fans Toys one, so I'll probably get that one. But until the Fans Toys one comes out, like at least another Limbot comes out, it's gonna be hard to say. Yeah, Alan says so about 3 to 4 hours of involvement, like a 30-minute video. Functionally knows hanger, Tyridium hanger, whatever it's called. Oh, Evil Ash is a Getter Robo and Grendizer. Come on, man. Mazinga is the king, the godfather of super robots. How are you not going to pay your respects? Even if you're a Getter fan, Geta fan, you gotta pay your respects to Mazinger. Come on. Wild Bill, am I going to Skullfest? Honestly, I don't know. I haven't really been um, going to all of them. I actually usually forget. I've only been to one, but I would love to go. Bobby's a super great host. Skullfest is always a lot of fun, and he's pretty close. I think he's only about an hour, maybe hour and a half from where I live. So I'll try to make it if I remember and if I get the invite. But I'll probably only stop in for a couple hours or something like that. Weekend time is a rare commodity for me with my family. Um, Everyone's shocked about that Star Wars fail that just happened. I don't know what that is. TM reviews. See how popular you are. Other reviewers chatting in. That's because the reviewer community is really tight. A lot of people probably think all of us reviewers are like just competing with each other, and but it's not really a competition. At least not for the ones who don't make a lot of money from it. It's not really a competition. I watch other reviews, not as much as I used to, but it's all about the community, just like everything in the collecting. I think it's really about forming that community and our sub community of reviewers. I think it's just really cool. We have some camaraderie about the fact that people think we made a bunch of money, but we don't, or that people don't appreciate how much time we put into it, or the fact that we're doing it for fun, right? Like we can bond over the things that we have in common, and that's why I think it's cool that we have reviewers coming in. And again, I think the live stream format is really a lot of fun. I would love to just switch over to just doing live stream reviews for the rest of my YouTube career, but I don't think people would generally like that. So, and live stream reviews of complex figures is really kind of difficult, and it gets kind of tedious when people are messing up. So a lot of editing and reviews comes from cutting out stuff that I mess up. As much as possible, though, I try to do one cut to make it seem like I'm actually doing that in real time. Um, Alan, I'm seriously surprised. I still function says there's no Transformers fighting game that plays like MVC or DBZ fighters. That'd be really cool. I used to be a big fighting game player. I was actually pretty competitive in Tekken. Went to nationals for Tekken 4, um, but I haven't been playing recently. Once you get older, I guess, or at least for me, family kind of gets in the way. T Man hates other reviewers. You can tell T Man's a very sarcastic fellow. Oh, Cheryl. Cheryl says she appreciates all of us. She's a cancer patient. Cheryl, fight the good fight, okay? I lost a lot of family members and some in-laws to close in-laws to cancer. So hopefully you get through it and pull through. Which Bruticus do I prefer? Do we even have a lot of Bruticus options right now? The only one I have in my collection is the Warbitron one, and I don't think on the horizon we have any other Bruticuses, do we? And somebody remind me, do we have any MP Bruticuses on the way? Oh, I'm sorry, stupid. Ocular Max. Ocular Max, obviously. That's the one I'm probably most excited for just because of the all-in-one transformation. So that has me interested because I think it's unique, but I don't know if that's gonna fit everybody's aesthetic and style. It's, I still function says you play Tekken, my man. Yeah, I used to be very big into Tekken. Um, like I said, I played pretty competitively throughout college and right after college. Went to Tekken 4 Nationals when it was in Vegas. You had to qualify for at one of the 13 regionals, so I qualified in the New York regional. I think I got third place, and then they basically paid for your ticket to go out to Vegas, which was sad because I was in college and I turned 21 a week after I got to Vegas. So I got to Vegas, I couldn't even do all the fun stuff like gamble and stuff like that. TN, you're getting called out by Devastator. He said you're a good reviewer. You just need to update those janky shelves on the wall. Oh man. Yeah, MVC. I like MVC, not MVCI so much. I played a lot of MVC 2 and MVC 1 growing up. I was actually pretty competitive in that as well. Zeta. Oh, Bill Nuss brings up Zeta Unique Toys. Unique Toys, Bruticus. Yeah, I do hear good things about that. Uh, I still function. I got back into Tekken 7. I actually did play that pretty hardcore for about 6 months after not having played Tekken since Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection. So it was like over a decade, I think, since I played. And I grinded on it really hard, but it was bad for my health. My wife was saying I was yelling and cursing way too much. So, and I was pulling all-nighters. I'd start playing at like 9 or 10 o'clock after my kids went to sleep and played until like 4 or 5 in the morning, and then I would skip 3 hours of sleep and go to work my regular 9 to 5. So it really wasn't really worth it. I was dying. I was dying, and it wasn't good for my stress. So anyway, all right. I keep saying that we're gonna cut off. I am gonna cut off now because my battery's dying. We're just at an hour. Again, thanks to everyone who joined. I really enjoy these. I will be doing a giveaway. You guys inspired me to do a giveaway, so maybe in the next week or two, once I get some time and catch up on some of the reviews, I'll do a 5-year giveaway, and I'll throw in maybe some Iron Factory stuff. And again, I'll go through this box of stuff that I have, and I'm gonna go get Toy Dojo to see if there's a Omnigonics that he can donate to the cause for everyone. But Deluxe, you will not be eligible to win an Omnigonics because you do not need any more. Otherwise, thanks everyone for joining. Mark, Daniel, I Still Function, Evil Ash, a bunch of regulars here. Deluxe, thanks for making the way in. TM, T-Man, Cheryl, I don't think I've ever seen you join in, but it sounds like you're an Austin native. So next time in Austin, I'll let everybody know so they can come by the Toy Dojo shop. Devastator, awesome. Thanks for joining in. Alan, thanks for all of the great questions. And that's really it. So again, thanks a lot.